The game ain't even close to being over. Watch now.
There's things that happen that seem like they didn't mean nothing at the time, but then you realize they mean everything. That's why you gotta look back. Because now that you see where you at, you gotta understand how you got there.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 4, Episode 1. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And welcome back, y'all. Finally, Power has returned. And I think they did a good job as far as this first opening episode, giving us that backstory. I can't wait for episode 2, because episode 2 is really when things are going to really start to heat up, in my opinion. Now, in this episode, we saw a lot of different perspectives, and they showed us some different things from season 3, episode 5. That was when Ronnie took out, or allegedly took out, Unique. And of course, in this episode, we saw a lot of secrets being revealed, different plot points. And it kind of reminded me of the final episodes of Power, where they gave us 5 episodes of different perspectives on the day that your boy Ghost got taken out by Tariq. So we're basically getting season 3, episode 5, up into the finale episode of season 3. But in this episode, I'm glad that they gave us the backstory of Unique, trying to make us understand his perspective and the things that he is going through. We already know that he's not right in the head. So with Early Tyler putting all these things in his mind, making him feel like it was a setup, and that Ronnie had help and all that stuff, all it's going to do is make Unique even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because he's already thinking that maybe it was a setup. And on top of that, you got Early Tyler telling him Rock taking over your old operations and all that stuff. So he don't know what to really believe for real. And when you get bashed in the head like that, of course, your mind is all over the place. He's going to be like a stray dog. You know what I'm saying? A dog that used to be good, but when they got beat and went through something very bad, that dog ended up turning on the owner or anybody that gets in his way. And it's just a matter of time before that dog, Unique, turns on Early Tyler, in my opinion. And I cannot wait to see that happen. I cannot wait to see him take him out. Down below, I want you guys to let me know, do y'all believe Early Tyler is going to make it out of season 4? I am glad that we got to see your boy Detective Howard, played by Omar Epps, return in this episode. And I believe that scene that he had with Kanan was real good. And also in the episode, we know your girl Rock, we found out that Unique got her pregnant. I mean, I know she was going through it mentally. Rock is trying to act like she's all strong and all that stuff, but we know deep down inside it's probably killing her for real. You know what I'm saying? She is going through a lot. But let's begin the recap. What did we see in Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 4 Episode 1, titled Gangsters Don't Die? Now, the episode starts out exactly where we left off in the season 3 finale, and they're pretty much telling us that we need to know exactly what happened to get to where we're at right now. And then we go 3 months earlier to see exactly what went down the night that Unique got taken out. Now, everybody wanted to know who helped out Unique. Now, based off these promos and trailers and clips, we know Early Tyler was one of the guys that did help him out. And once we watched the episode, we found out that it was just Early Tyler. Now, he did have some help from this vet doctor right here, and luckily, Unique was able to survive, but we know mentally he is not going to be the same again. And then we get different perspectives from season 3, episode 5, where they were at the bar, and we know Famous, he was, performing. We know Kanan, he was kicking it with Aisha, and of course, Jukebox. And we get in different dialogue, different perspectives of what was really going on. We know Lulu was apologizing to Jukebox for what he's done as far as not being there for her audition of Butter. We know Marvin was having a conversation with Shirley. So these are just different perspectives that we did not get to see in season 3, episode 5. And they're giving us extra dialogue. They end up showing us Rock, because we know in season 3, episode 5, she did get brought in by law enforcement, but they had nothing on her. She was good. Terry Silver's daddy, Scoopball Sr., told her she does not have to worry about this task force at all. Now, we see Rock look at Detective Howard, and we know she's probably already thinking in her head, well, they got something on him, and she's probably already thinking that she wants to take him out when it's all said and done. We got Detective Howard looking back at Rock, looking like he was staring at Bishop off Juice, know what I'm saying, on that elevator. knowing that he done messed up and knowing that they're getting close to closing in on him. And he probably was trying to think of ways to try to, figure this out and pin it all on Uncle Marvin. And speaking of Uncle Marvin, we get to see the scene that they released, a few weeks back with him and Stefano. We know Stefano has some issues. He needs Marvin to basically rough up his son-in-law because he does not like the way that he is treating his daughter. It's very embarrassing or whatever. The man's out there cheating, doing exactly what he wants to do, but he does not want any of this coming back on him. To me, this is just a setup letting us know that this whole storyline is going to yield some very negative consequences. Now, we get to Kanan. He's at school, and of course, he's been told that he needs to do a report on his family. And if he does not do this report, it's going to be a violation of his social work terms. So he has to do this. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to pop back up in court and have different issues going on within the family. Now, we get to your girl Rock, and we already know what time it is. A lot of fans was kind of predicting this, that she may be pregnant by Unique. And we found out the true answer in this episode. She is. I mean, damn. We know your boy Unique was clapping those cheeks straight raw dog. And now these are the consequences. And this is just another secret that Rock is going to try to keep to herself. But then again, she will let Jukebox know what went down. Now we get to your boy Unique. He is still recovering. We know the doctor is telling Early Tyler that he may not be the same again. And of course, he's telling him this dude could end up flipping. You know what I'm saying? He messed up in the head. I told you, he's like a damn dog, y'all. And this is what the doctor was telling him about, a dog that they found or whatever, and how the dog pretty much turned or whatever. Well, Unique gonna turn. It's just a matter of time before that happens. I mean, they need to go ahead and get that boy his parvo shot, deworm him, his rabies shot, because this man is about to go crazy. Now, we get to Detective Howard, and we get to a very important scene in my opinion, because Kanan wants to do his research paper on Detective Howard and his family. He doesn't really know about his dad like that, but Detective Howard tells him that's too much of a risk. He does not want anybody finding out about what's really going on between the two, and that could be a bad thing. So that's not happening. So we know Kanan has to go to his family and find out about Grandpa Elijah. Now, we get the Jukebox and Aisha, and in this scene, we're seeing that Aisha's family, they're very concerned about, who her daughter is hanging around with. And they're asking Jukebox questions about school and all this stuff, asking her about her parents. Well, she's not going to tell them the truth about Uncle Marvin. I mean, I wanted her to tell them, like, look, we straight killers, yo, just like Uncle Lulu told Rock, you know what I'm saying? But they're just giving us this side of the story, letting us know that Aisha had plans of going to Spelman. You know what I'm saying? She wants a bright future for herself. She wants to do different things, maybe besides music. We know Aisha's parents pretty much told Jukebox, you want a bright future, right? So in my opinion, I believe Jukebox is like, okay, I got to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's. I got to make sure that I'm doing something, good with my future, which is probably making her think about the whole military thing that much more, which we know she was going back and forth last season as far as what she really wanted to do, but she made a decision by the end of the season to actually do it. But we know she did have a conversation with Nicole's dad about the military as well. And he did tell her that the military is very conservative or whatever. He said that he did his 4 years, but to me, this is just a setup letting us know that the whole military storyline is not going to go well for Jukebox. You guys let me know down below what y'all think is going to happen. Now, Rock, she's going to decide to get rid of the baby. As I told you guys, I say, even if Unique was alive, or she thought or knew he was alive, I don't think she's going to keep the baby anyway. That's just my opinion. Just based on the way that Rock be moving, I could not see her going through with this, trying to explain to the family that she's pregnant by Unique. But that's just me. You guys let me know. We know Rock, she did have to go to like counseling or whatever because of what she is doing. And she tried to make it seem like she's just going to move on, and she's not really going to let this affect her like that. She's not going to overthink about it. But in my opinion, I think Rock is, going through a lot. And we're so used to seeing Rock being very strong. But deep down inside, I really believe that she's going through it, and this is very difficult for her. You guys let me know what y'all think Rock is going through. And then we get back to your boy Unique. He wants to get to Pernissa and let her know that, he is still alive. Now, we already saw this exclusive clip a few weeks ago. Early Tyler, he ain't going. He's like, man, are you crazy? You can barely move. The doctor told you need to just chill out or whatever. Unique falls to the ground. Early Tyler does pick him up, but to me, he was being very arrogant, disrespectful, calling him a clown. I mean, I know Unique ain't right in the head. He's recovering, but man, You gotta call him a clown. And this is just one of the reasons why I believe when it's all said and done, Unique is not going to forget this. He's going to take out early Tyler. Now, Kanan goes to his grandma because he wants to get some information about Grandpa Elijah. And throughout the episode, we're seeing him get all types of intel about his grandpa and the things that the family was going through. Have very interesting conversations with his grandma, of course, Uncle Marvin. We know Marvin loved his pops, but of course, he felt let down. He had a lot of pressure on him growing up because he felt like he pretty much had to take care of the family once his dad left, and it put a lot of pressure on him. We heard about this, or at least some of it, a few seasons back when Marvin was talking about growing up, taking care of Lou and of course Rock. And he does tell Kanan that he did love that his dad used to box, and he used to love watching him because he felt like that was him out there in that boxing ring. He had a conversation with Uncle Lulu, and Lulu told him that his dad did not take nothing from nobody, and he pretty much could do it all. He was his own man, he was his own boss, and all these different things that he's learning about Grandpa Elijah. Kanan is understanding that he's more like his grandpa than he knows. Know what I'm saying? And his grandma told him that, like, look, you're pretty much just like him. So we're seeing these things. We're going to see all these elements of Grandpa Elijah that he's learning about. I believe we're going to see that this season as far as, Kanan taking over and doing what he got to do within the family business. Now, this whole research paper about Grandpa Elijah, all that is doing is motivating Kanan that much more. Now, we know Uncle Marvin had a mission in this episode. He had to catch and beat down Stefano's son-in-law. I mean, your boy Marvin caught him outside getting topped off by some chick. And then he almost had him, but of course his boys was with him, and they was being very disrespectful to Marvin. But Marvin did catch him finally and told him, look, he's on the right side of town. He made the right exit this time. And he beat that boy down, pretty much telling him, don't disrespect his wife, right? And then we know Stefano was real happy. As I told you guys before, I don't see this whole storyline playing out the right way for your boy Marvin. I hope I'm completely wrong, but man, I don't think this is going to be the last time that we saw Stefano's son-in-law, and I got a feeling he just may pop up again. Now we get to Jukebox and Rock lets Jukebox know that the baby was Unique's. Jukebox was surprised, like, man, so you was really getting your cheeks clapped by Unique? Did you love him? And we know Rock told her she thought she could have loved him or whatever. And basically take this to the grave. Don't let nobody know nothing. Do you guys believe this secret will get out? I mean, I don't know, but for some reason, I got a feeling it's a chance that it could get out. And if Unique does find out that Rock got that abortion and he knew nothing about it, all that's going to do is make him even more upset. And it's going to increase his motive on why he wants to take down Rock and her family. Now, we get to early Tyler and Unique, and we know Unique is telling him he knows who did this to him. It was his brother, Ronnie. Now, early Tyler, he's putting all these different thoughts in Unique's head, talking about there's no way that Ronnie could have done this by himself. He probably had some help or whatever that was backing him. And Unique, now he's thinking like, man, maybe he's right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this whole thing was a setup. So he wants early Tyler to go out there on the streets and see what's going down. And once he does, we know he finds out that Rock has pretty much taken over his whole operation. We know Rock did tell Unique that she's done with the game, but now she's back. You know what I'm saying? She is back, taking over all his spots, and Kanan is working with Ronnie. So in Unique's head, he's like, okay, so they had to set me up. Like, what the hell is going on? We know Rock told him that she is done with the game, but things have changed, right? So he's very upset. He asks early Tyler if he got a gat. Early Tyler is stupid. He gives him the gun, and Unique is pointing it at him, talking about they think I'm dead, but I'm more alive than ever and all this stuff. I mean, come on. Early Tyler, he's pretty much letting you know that he gonna take you out eventually. At least that's how I took it. Now, we know Unique was talking about Rock does this to everybody, to High Post, Def Con. I mean, she does this to all the guys that she, messes around with. She screws them over. So all he is thinking is bad thoughts about Rock. This is just building up his motive to try to take her down. Now, we get to Rock and Kanan, and we already saw this exclusive clip weeks ago. We know it's about Grandpa Elijah or whatever. Rock wanted to help him out as far as his research paper, but Kanan's already got some information from Grandma, Uncle Marvin, and Uncle Lulu. And Rock understands that Kanan is very upset with her, and even if he hates her, she is always going to love him. This is what she's telling him, right? So y'all know Kanan is all in his head, but at the end of the day, he will always have love for his moms. Now we get to your boy Unique, and we can see him lurking, watching Ronnie, kicking it with Juliana and having a good old time. And you already know he's plotting and planning his next move. And then we get the return of Jessica. We know she got the job out in LA because Crown Camacho. She's living a good life. She has returned because she had, to meet up with some labels out there in New York. But she does decide to go visit Lulu. Lulu drunk. You know what I'm saying? Lulu on that bottle. And we know he doesn't really want to see Jessica for real. But Jessica, she is there telling him her family does not know that she's here. And she tells him that she's going to be visiting New York real soon. And she could come to see him. He said, or don't. Know what I'm saying? So he's acting like he does not really want to see Jessica at all. But Jessica still has feelings for him, letting him know that one day he is going to have to forgive himself for all the stuff that's not his fault. We know Jessica has always tried to uplift Lulu no matter what, telling him he does not need rock. He's better. He can do better or whatever. And we're basically getting some more of that dialogue. But deep down inside, Lulu understands that what Jessica is telling him is true and is really hurting him. But we're going to see if Jessica does return, especially if Famous does get dropped off. It was kind of funny that she asked about Crown Camacho as far as who took him out, and Lulu played it off like he knew nothing about it. Now, we get to Kanan and one of his crew members, Damar, and he is tired of all the work that they're out there doing, working 24/7. So of course he wants more money. So Kanan tells him he's going to run some numbers and see what he can do. Now Crystal does give him some good advice, telling him you cannot control what's coming in, but you can control what you put out there. And maybe we're finding out why Kanan decided to keep Crystal around. Maybe she's more involved within the business than we know. Now Kanan gets a call about his grandma. She's at the hospital. Apparently she fainted, and she tells him that she has kidney cancer, but she's going to be okay. And Kanan is the only one that knows about it. Her kids don't know nothing. So now Kanan has to keep this secret. But to be honest with you guys, I got a feeling it's going to get out, and Grandma may not make it this season. Now, we get to your boy Unique. He's out there lurking, looking like a walker from The Walking Dead. Look at him. Now, he's trying to, or at least planning to take out Uncle Lulu. We know Lulu is drunk, and he ain't all the way there. Luckily, Shirley came outside and, had that conversation with him because she don't want him out there driving. So this stopped Unique from doing what he was about to do. And then we get to the end of the episode, which is the end of episode 10 from season 3 with Ronnie getting taken out, Detective Howard. And then we see Unique from the background looking, and he can see Marvin, Rock, and Kanan leaving the crime scene. So he did not see Ronnie actually get taken out by Kanan. He just sees the aftermath, and you can tell he wanted to do this. He wanted to take out Ronnie. Now we can hear your boy 50 Cent narrating, and he's telling us that basically if you know everything, you're going to know how many times you've been lied to, how many times you lied to yourself, and how many times you almost died. And of course, all the times you almost made someone else die. And knowing about those lies and dying is just not a way to live. So I guess when you know too much, it can actually hurt you or whatever. I mean, this was a solid episode. We were seeing Unique's background story of what was really going on. And now we know his true motives on why he wants to take down Rock and the Thomas family. Overall, a solid episode. I did like how they gave us, at least one last little scene with Detective Howard and Kanan. I'm glad Omar S was able to return to give us, one last episode. But I also like how Lulu gave us that Mini Man lyric telling us that death gotta be easy because life is hard. Classic 50 Cent lyric. So I know all my hip hop fans out there, and of course 50 Cent fans, caught that line. But down below, I want you guys to let me know how do you feel about this episode. As I told you guys, I can't wait for episode 2 because that's where it's really about to pick up. We're about to see what's going to happen as far as this whole thing with Unique and these other characters of the show as well. Episode 1 giving us that backstory pretty much, or is giving us the build up for what's to come in season 4. Kanan, all that advice that he got about his grandpa, he's going to take that and use that motivation to try his best to take over this upcoming season. Now, we'll be breaking down that this season trailer that they released at the end of the episode. And when they release the episode 2 trailer, I'm going to break that down as well. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.